my ideal clients is SMEs, right? My ideal clients are startups and SMEs, small and medium enterprises. How do I currently attract my clients through referrals? Okay, let me say ads on Google. And then, do you have a website? I currently don't have a website. This help. What's your average consulting fee? My average consulting fee is 100 USD per month. Are you a solo consultant or you work with team? I work with a team of 5. And then, what's your biggest current challenge? I find it difficult getting clients. Now, I've provided enough information for it to give a head start. So here, perfect. Thanks for the details. Based on what you shared, here is a big step-by-step guide. 1, establish your digital presence. So it has analyzed my situation and noticed that you are running Google Ads without a website, which limits your trust and attention. Set up a professional website. Use platforms like WordPress, Webflow. This includes services. Add a lead magnet. Set up Google Business and LinkedIn profile. Step 2, optimize your Google Ads. And then step 3, launch a client outreach system. Step 4, create authority and trust. Step 5, introduce tiered packages. So here you notice that they've given us very deep details. At first, I didn't know how to maybe even consult. Now I can know what to focus on, and I can even ask more details. So maybe I can ask it more details on how to optimize. Give me more details on how to optimize Google Ads. When you do that, it will now focus and then give us more information on how to optimize Google Ads, which is more detailed than what it gave us. Now, back to the person who wanted to ask the question. Who wanted to ask the question?
Sir, please, my question is answered. Thank you.
Okay. But what question did you want to ask?
I wanted to ask the importance of the ChatGPT and then the other one, but you have explained it in your presentation.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So let's move on. Let's go back to the PPT. Shadrach, please turn on your video and so that we can get more bandwidth. Okay, let's move on. So the fourth type of prompting is what we call perspective prompting. So this is very good at when maybe debates. Okay, so it helps us to broaden our understanding of a more comprehensive topic. So there are certain topics that require various diverse views or debates. So in that particular case, you can request for a, a singular perspective or a multiple perspective. So for against. So are you for the topic or are you against the topic? This AI are very good at analyzing such systems. So meaning that our AI can actually be used for debates. It you could even make in this case you can even make AI your lawyer, right? Very soon lawyers will be very obsolete. You can just give it a particular case to study and to act as your personal lawyer, and you can ask it to take sides. Are you taking the sides of the plaintiff or the defendant? It should be able to do it for you, and that would be one of the very good uses of AI. If you have, so for example, let's look at this example. Write about improving as a kickboxer from the perspective of a kickboxing coach. If you do this, it will write the whole thing as a coach. So, meaning that you are a coach, and then how do you now help a kickboxer to improve? But here, you can also make it as an anatomy expert. You can make it act as an anatomy expert and then act on that behalf, meaning that it will write it from that particular perspective. You can also do it from the perspective of a kickboxer. So let's try that prompt quickly. So I'll reshare my screen. I'll reshare my screen so that we see how it does that. You see, all these things, it is they are just examples. So I expect you to, any of you, the nurses, the business people, the IT people, you can give me any example of a prompt under any of this, and then we try them out together so that we explore in details. So let me reshare my screen to the chat GPT. Okay, we are coming to change the subject on chat GPT. It will be able to quickly adapt. So write about improving as a kickboxer from the perspective of a kickboxing coach. So here, a coach perspective, as your coach, I see your potential every time you walk into the gym, but potential alone doesn't win fights. Discipline, mindset, and consistent effort do. If you are serious about becoming a better kickboxer, here is what I want you to focus on. So here it's coming to advise me as a coach, right? Just as I will do. So set goals and be ruthless about chasing. So more or less, it has become my coach at that point in time. Now let's try the one for the anatomy experts. So I can say that please try same from the perspective of an anatomy expert, a human anatomy expert of a human anatomy expert. So here it will change to my personal doctor or a human anatomy expert and talk more about efficiency in my training movement, not just muscles. It will also talk about mobility first, always active range of motion drills, controlled articular rotations, pre-session joint priming, and then train your core to resist, not just flex. Know your dominant energy system. So here is acting as my anatomy expert, right? I can also ask it to write from the perspective of a personal doctor or a training doctor, right? from the perspective of a doctor, then it will do that for me, right? So here it is now talking about preventing injury than treating it, right? It will teach me how to prevent all forms of injury. I can even ask it to give me more examples of that. Protect your brain. It doesn't heal like a muscle, right? Respect the demands on your heart and then lungs, and then nutrition and hydration and all those other ones. So in that case, it means that we can use this particular perspective learning to learn so many things. Whether you are a nurse, you're a business student, you're an IT student, and education student, we can all use this in our own ways, right? Uh, as I said, you can even make it become your personal lawyer. So that is another one. Let's move on to the next form of prompting. If you have any question about this particular type of prompting, you can ask. Or if you have any prompts that you feel you can give me, we can go into it from there. So let me stop once again and go back to the PPT. Okay, so that's called a perspective. So here, multiple perspective writes an argument against genetically modified organisms that considered multiple perspective, including the names and point of view from farmer, consumer, and then geneticist, right? It will give you all those perspectives. Okay. Now let's come to this particular one. Constructive criticism prompting or constructive critic prompting. This prompt can provide objective and expert feedback on writing, highlight areas for improvement, and offer constructive criticism to help you refine and what enhance your copy. So this one usually is used to help improve writing. So maybe you have an essay that you wrote for your for your assignment. You wrote an essay, you wrote something, but you want the AI to study whatever you've written and give you constructive criticism. Constructive criticism simply means that it shouldn't insult you. It should just, or it shouldn't insult your intelligence. All you want it to do is to attack whatever you've done and give you a very honest review of whatever you've written. Then you can use this type of prompting to achieve that. So this is a formula or a sample syntax where you are asking, I want you to act as an inspect and critic in this particular industry. Criticize my content pasted below. So here you've noticed that I was very specific. Criticize meaning a verb. My content pasted below. And one thing too, sometimes some of you can add this thing, an image. You can actually make uh, attach images to this AI. I'll show you how to do it, and then ask it to or ask questions concerning that particular image. You can also do that. So if you attach an image, then instead of saying criticize my content paste below, you can say criticize the image pasted, sorry, the image attached. Criticize the image attached. Convince me why it is bad and give me constructive criticism on how it should be improved. For some context, my product is this, is for details, there's the purpose of my product or service is to do this. And let's think step by step. So here you notice that it has given details of that particular information. So let's try that particular prompt. So I've copied it, and then let's paste it below. Am I saying paste? Yes, oops, you paste it. Okay, so I'm pasting it here. I'm changing the topic again. And then, so for those who don't know how to attach an image, you can actually attach an image here. Just come to the plus symbol here, upload a file. You can do it from Google Drive. You can do it from OneDrive. You can upload it from your computer. If the image is located on your computer, then you choose a third option. And then whatever question you want to ask, you can actually ask the AI. They all have that. The DeepSeek has it here. Upload docs or images, right? When you do that, it will do that for you. Then Meta, I think also has it. I wasn't able to log in yet. So I'll click on OK. Let's read the prompt while it's giving the answer. I want you to ask as an expert and critic in the subject of fashion. Criticize my content pasted below, convince me why it is bad, and give me constructive criticism on how it should be improved. For some context, my product description is for the clothing brand for 20 to 30-year-old eco-friendly customers who appreciate unique modern aesthetics. The purpose of my product description is to get customers to purchase more clothing products. Let's think step by step, and I want you to address each piece of content individually. Here is my content to critique. So here's the content. I've finished writing the content, right? Introducing our latest addition to our eco-friendly clothing collection, the Modern Vibes t-shirts made from 100% organic cotton. This t-shirt may not only feels great on your skin, but it's kind to the environment. With a sleek and modern design, this t-shirt is perfect for the fashion savvy 20 to 30-year-old who wants to make a statement while being conscious of their environment. Now, I've written this. I feel that this is good, but I still wanted to find out what the problem is. So here, as a brand strategist, he will break down the description step by step and explain what isn't working, why it matters, and how to improve it better to better attract your target customer. Now, let's notice something about the prompt. You see that they were able to achieve the prompt priming here, the first technique that we talked about, where you don't just ask uh, the chat GPT to criticize the prompts below. If you do that, it will just give you a generic answer. But now you've given it enough information, you've given it context, you've told exactly what you want as a brand, and then you've asked it to think step by step and do so many things. So now you've achieved prompt priming. You are very detailed and specific in your prompt. So the idea is that anytime you are writing a prompt, be as specific and detailed as possible. Don't just be giving general prompts. You only give general prompts if you don't know anything about that subject and you don't even know where to start from. But so far as you know what you want, you have to give details about whatever you want to do. So here it looks at what I gave. This is what I gave it. And then step by step, is asking me that this opener is too generic. I've wasted opportunity. It sounds like corporate filler and doesn't attract the user. The latest addition is vague and doesn't convey why this product is exciting. It uses our twice the redundant and awkward. Fix. So this is the fix. The fix is to start with emotion, vibe, and then value. Your audience isn't here for announcement. They want a reason to what? Care for the environment. So better. Sustainability never looks so bold. Step into conscious comfort with a tea that speaks your style. So instead of this particular opener, they have given us a better way. First of all, it has told me what is wrong and given a constructive criticism, and then it has gone ahead to what? To tell me something that is better. Then it even goes to the next one. The modern vibes t-shirt made from 100% what? Organic cotton. What's wrong with this? Modern vibe isn't bad, but the punctuation choice makes it feel gimmicky rather than stylish or elevated. Made from 100% cotton is fine, but this is needed. This needs to be positioned as a benefit, not just as a material fact. Meaning that I repeated t-shirt multiple times, which the fix will be to what? Instead of just stating the material, show how it aligns with your customers' values and feels. So here it has given me a better one. Crafted with what? 100% cotton, organic cotton. The modern vibe tee is designed for low impact living with what? High impact looks. So they've given me a better one here. And then it goes on and on all the way. It goes through the whole one and then gives me a more revised version of that particular one. So this is very good for content creators. You can create a content out of the blue and then ask generative AI, such as ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Meta AI, and the rest to what? Do a constructive criticism for you so that you can get a better uh, overview of whatever you created. So that is what we call constructive criticism. So once again, if you have any question on that, you can ask whilst we move on to the next one. Okay, so let's go to the sixth type, the sixth type of prompt, prompt engineering. Okay, the sixth prompt engineering type is what we call comparative prompting. So here, most of the times we want to compare certain things. We want to make certain decisions and then we want to compare which is better than the other. For example, should I invest in real estate or should I invest in cryptocurrency? You want an investment at 5. So in this case, you want it to what? Compare the two to help you make what? A good informed decision. It could also be you are a designer and you want to know the design philosophy of Apple and what Microsoft. So we call that comparative prompting. So usually you use comparative prompting when you want to make certain decisions or you want to just know about something. So let's try this particular prompt, the one on what to invest in. So uh, okay, so I want now I want you investing in What's my prompts? Real estate or cryptocurrency. It will, I'm very sure it will give me a disclaimer. Oh, okay. Sometimes let me just reload the page because I'm using a free version. The server is very busy. I want to change. Sometimes, if you want to change the context, you can just say, "Okay, thanks." He gave an empty response. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so here we are doing a comparison, usually to give you a table. So what is the risk level in real estate? Is low to moderate. There is not much risk in real estate. In cryptocurrency is very volatile. Today, Bitcoin can be $100,000. Tomorrow, it can be $10,000. So it's highly volatile. Returns, usually annually, you can get a return of maybe 6 to 12%. But here, you can actually make very big losses, sometimes short term and in distance. Liquidity, it takes time for you to sell. So because it's annual, right? But this one, you can actually get very high value. So for example, the stock markets, what's the trade war that happened last week, those who were able to buy stocks, a lot of people made millions and even billions of dollars from it because they had insider information from Donald Trump. Allegedly, the time that he was coming to pause the trade war around all the countries, there was allegedly insider information, and he actually even confirmed it that some of his billionaires got a lot of money, meaning that the liquidity of cryptocurrency or other options such as stocks and bonds are very high compared to real estate that you get every year. And then they go on and on. They go regulation, heavily regulated. This one, no lights regulation, no much. You can buy stocks at any time. Initial investment for this is usually very high. To invest in real estate, you need a lot of money. But with cryptocurrency, you can start from very small price, less than $100, and then keep buying and selling and reinvesting. By the time you see, you have a very large amount of cryptocurrency. uh, what is the use case and all those other information. So from here, you can make your own decision. You can go through all these variables and then make a better decision, even if you don't know about which one to invest in, whether in real estate or cryptocurrency. Usually, the AI will not tell you, it will just give you the conclusions. For example, real estate is very predictable. You get a steady income, you appreciate it in the long term, you have more advantage over tax. It's a fiscal asset and then a lower risk investment. So if you are not a risky person, you go for real estate. If you are the one that takes risk and so that you can get very high returns, you use the cryptocurrency route. Okay. So the verdict is that if you want stability and long-term wealth, go with real estate. If you are willing to gamble for possibly huge gains, go with crypto. Smartest choice, diversify, have a solid foundation in real estate or stocks. Then allocate a small portion, 5 to 10% crypto if you are curious. So you notice that here we call it comparative prompting. It has been able to give me an investment advice by comparing two types of investments, meaning that you can apply this in so many aspects. You just have to be creative. You use AI when you are curious and learning. You don't just use AI because maybe you are given an assignment or a project and then that is you want to use it for it. Because after school there is work, after school there is life. So you should also use AI for what? Anything that has to do with life and everyday cases. So that is what we call comparative prompting. Let's move to the seventh one. We have two more types of prompting. Okay, let's discuss the reverse prompting. The next type of prompting that we have to know about is what we call the reverse prompting. What is reverse prompting? It is more or less like reverse engineering. So what reverse prompting simply means that it's just like the other one we talked